Every single video complaining about how taxes are different this year doesn't have to.
Okay, so I am by no means a tax expert, but I'm going to give my 2 cents on how I think that this is playing out and my opinion on it. And this is coming from someone who is going to owe hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes for 2023. And what's happening, we're seeing a lot of people complaining that their taxes are looking different this year, that they're owing a lot. And they're like, hey, I don't understand. Last year I made the same amount of money and I didn't owe as much, or I got a refund and now what's going on. So what happened is that they stopped withholding as much money, right? Your HR could have made you file new paperwork, but if they didn't, then what happened is that the government just decided that they're not going to withhold your money, as much money anymore, right? So your tax refund shouldn't really happen, and it should just equal out as zero, so that you've paid the correct amount of taxes throughout the year, right? And that the government no longer owes you money at the end, right? And so a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I'm paying so much more in taxes, and you're not paying more in taxes. The taxes haven't increased as far as this bill goes. What happens is that you have more money up front during your paychecks, and that they're not taking it and withholding it and acting like a government bank for you and holding your money. And so for me, this is a great benefit, because now instead of letting the government hold that money for me, I get that money and I can then make that money work for me. So that money that was usually going to the government for them to just hold it for me made me no money at all, right? So now I get to keep that money with each paycheck, and I can invest that money, or if I want to play it safe, I can put it in a high yield savings. And so where they were holding it and now was making no money, I could have it in a high yield savings account that's going to pay me out 5%. So I could have that money sitting there making me 5% instead of letting the government hold it for me. So that's kind of my 2 cents on it. I feel personally that that's kind of how it should be, right? At the end of the year, we shouldn't have to owe, and we shouldn't have to get a refund. We should be paying how much we owe regularly from each paycheck without it having to be at the end either we have to owe or we get reimbursed, right? Because at the end of the day, it's our money. It's all our money, and we pay taxes so that we can have a government provide us with all of these services. But it's all our money, so it's not like the government is taking more of our money and now we're not seeing it, right? It's all playing out the same. It's just, are they withholding it until the end of the year to give it to us? Or are they just taking more out of each paycheck, and so that we don't have to get refunded or owed at the end of the year? So use this wisely. That extra money that you're getting each paycheck, instead of the government withholding it, do something productive with it, right? Usually at the end of the year, what you do when you get your tax refund is you blow that money, you spend that money. So instead, each paycheck, instead of it going to the government, put it in a high yield savings account and make that money work for you. I'm not a tax expert, so I could be completely wrong and thrown on this. Please let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments, because I genuinely want to hear about them. And if I'm wrong, let me know. This is just, again, my 2 cents, and I'm curious as to what you guys think. I am owing a shit ton of money in taxes for 2023, so if I can get any sort of insight, I would love to hear it.